Hello everybody and welcome back to Danganronpa. In the last one, depressing Sakura was murdered and now we have to investigate it and I'm depressed. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. 12 noon. Interesting that it's in like the middle of the day. I feel like most of the murders so far have been like nighttime occurrences. So the fact that somebody murdered her, not that we can see the daylight, but you know, in broad daylight is very interesting to me. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. Okay. So is that how she... However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from a violent vomiting of blood. Poison! There's that chem lab coming into play. Monokuma file number 4 has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Hey. I think this time might be a challenge. Why's that? The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no other way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right? In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked? Okay, I don't know what that means. I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life and right before our very eyes like this? Hey. Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime and through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, you shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
However,
well, there are any arrows around, but in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, except for like the 10 that I have in my gifts. I was given so many ray guns. And the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's, ooh, interesting. But that doesn't make any sense. What do you mean by that? They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. Well, we were the first people in here, and so they pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room. By that I mean there's actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see, there's a lot of novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely to fit in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during the trial. But right now I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can for Sakura, if nothing else. Okay, so she was vomiting blood, so that means that she was definitely had to have been poisoned. The poison was like a big thing before, so I think that came into play somehow. But she also had a blow to the head. Interesting. I need to know who blew her. Hi, Byakuya. What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. Okay, cool. He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I'd better go before he crushes my soul completely. That was cool. Thanks. We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. Wait, what? I'm sorry. Huh? What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own, but when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself, and I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them, and this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Oh, good God. Awie's account has been added to the truth bullet section. This is going to be so confusing. I thought the last one was bad. But the fact that she had asked those 3 to meet with her, that is sus. And she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the 3 of them directly. Okay, hi Byakuya again. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Oh my god. Stop. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. All I did was ask Hina. Well, then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes, but what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. How about you remove yourself from my sight? God. Okay, thanks. Byakuya's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your notebook. Othello, anybody up for a game? Okay, there's a lot going on. This looks like some kind of wrapper. Ah, do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. I think you're the only person who's like really calmed down to that degree by food. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get back into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. It's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Oh, Hina. I don't like seeing her sad. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, I see blood and stuff over here. Blood and stuff. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red and red glass. There are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So it must have originally been a bottle. Thank you, Makoto, for that amazing deductive skill. Glass shards on the floor has been added to... Glass shards has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's something else on the ground near the glass. Is that a chess piece? It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Does that go with these? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Those are chess pieces, and I don't know a damn thing about chess. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? Like a ship in a bottle. So it's no different from your standard. Yeah, thank you, Kyoko. It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words.
So this is Monokuma version of that, a Monokuma bottle, if you will. Ugh, clearly Makoto's never been in like a white suburban bathroom because they are all ocean themed. Monokuma bottle's been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. Are you, though? Because I have no clue what's going on. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. What do the chess pieces mean? I don't know anything about chess. What is that? A horse? I don't know what that is. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? I don't know. The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are the evidence of that, so I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. If you say so, Makoto, I'll trust that. Trust. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Ooh, hoo-hoo. Magazine shelf blood stain has been added to the truth bullet section. Okay, so then she must not have been killed by whatever caused that blood stain or maybe somebody moved her. But she's so big. I mean, she's just so muscly. I don't know if anyone would be able to move her. Is there anything else in here? I got these. Oh, there's glass on the floor over here too. Oh, it's where we just, wait a minute. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room. It looks like a protein drink and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments. I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. Proteinzyme X. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff, so she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is it?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Glass. Yeah, shards of light blue glass, and they must be parts of the window I broke to get inside. Why do I feel like this is in every murder mystery where something is like on top of broken glass? Because the fact that this bottle looks to be from this big picture on top of the broken glass tells me that the glass was there before the bottle. I feel like that's like a trope in murder mystery things. Yes. Oh my god, perfect, Kyoko, thank you. But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. That's such like a classic thing, where there's glass underneath something. An important clue, I'm not sure I see how. Well, Makoto, open your fucking eyes. Empty protein drink has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, are we done in here? Is there anything else? Should I look at this? The window? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism is used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Did I get everything? Is that... Maybe I should look at Sakura's body. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that was what killed her, but according to Monokuma file, she'd also vomited blood, so I think she's been poisoned, to be honest. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure, so what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Byakuya. However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting? Naturally. Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? I don't agree with anything you say, Byakuya. No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. I think I'd call it sad. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. She was poisoned. Which I think makes more sense with a locked room because she would have been able to be in here by herself and then like drink something someone had poisoned. Rather than someone hitting her over the head and, you know, being in the locked room. Drinking poison is something that can be done by yourself. Okay, can we leave? Did I get everything? Oh my god, what do you want from me? But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight. And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right? Certainly. Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. What else is there? Oh, is this locker something I should be looking at? Oh, is there handprints? Huh, the locker's open and they're on the inside. It's a handprint. Why? What's a handprint doing in here? Was somebody in the locker? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust. And it looks quite fresh, too. Fresh tracks! I'd say someone was hiding in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. That doesn't make sense to me because Hina left and gathered, like, the three of them. And they were the only ones missing. I don't think that makes sense to me. Wrong. Yeah, okay, unfortunately that's not a possibility. Huh, why not? Okay. Think back, before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh, it was open. Yeah, and the locker was already open at that point. Indeed. So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Can I leave now? Oh, what else? What else is there? Magazines? The magazines? That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Okay, that was really helpful, thanks. The clock? Should I look at the clock? It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego? The chair? Should I click on the chair? Oh, is this a chair that was used to bar the door? The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening, and there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not the outside. Rec room door has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's no other way in or out, and Sakura was the only one in this room, so the only thing that I can think of that makes any type of sense is that she barred the door. But why would she do that? Why would she bar the door? Unless somebody was like trying to get in here to get to her and she didn't want to fight him. That's the only thing I could think of.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So
then you should probably go talk with people for now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to
Which
me.
is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay, let's go. I have to talk to Toko, and I have to talk to Hiro. And I want to go to the chem lab. Those other 2 people probably went back to their rooms. Oh my god, that's so far. Okay, at least the game teleports me there. Toko, Hiro. Toko, Hiro. Toko, Hiro. Toko, Hiro. Toko! Hey, perfect. I press the doorbell. Ding dong! And after a few seconds... this again. Huh? Who's there? Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay. Well, what do you want?
You're back to normal.
Okay.
Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Ugh. Don't even say your name. Oh my god.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
in such a good mood too.
You were? You were in a good mood? She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was
Oh, does she
hoping
ever
to
look like
talk to
she's
you
in a good
about
mood?
something. Is now a bad time?
Yeah, now's a really good time. Kuh. Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. Slithered.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, clearly you know what I'm talking about from the way you just reacted to my reaction. Byakuya already told me she'd asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't want to go see her. I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Cool. Alright, Hiro, where you at, though? Hiro, oh my god, everybody's dead. Oh my god, everybody's so dead. Everybody's super dead. Oh, that's depressing. I press the doorbell, ding dong. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, I want to talk, bro, for serious. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to I wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that?
Could it
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? When I went to meet with her. Oh, well, when she asked me to come meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. For serious. So then you went to and met with Sakura. No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. I mean, while I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I have it? Let's see. Hiro's feeling around his pockets. Why is it with Hiro when receiving notes? This is so bad. Hiro, stop accepting notes from people.
hey, come on.
Ah, sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. Come on, guy. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Snatch it up, Makoto. Huh? Oh my god, the candy wrapper. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back in his pocket. Sorry, spit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash. And anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with her, or asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the first floor of the rec room. Sure, it must have come from the chem lab, so where should I start? Can I travel fast? Oh my god. Oh, Yay, thank god. Okay. Come on, into the chem lab. Yay. Oh god, I see stuff.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Obviously. Just make sure you don't get in my way. Well, make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir. I understand. That is absolutely not what I meant to say. The silence. Okay. No, I didn't mean to click on his... Shut up. I want to look at that. Thank you. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. Okay. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf, but more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Yeah, what's all this stuff? Oh, that has a skull and crossbones on it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Is that like the shelf, or is that like the substance? Is this an explosive? Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So
That's right, it could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Nice! Source of the powder has been added to the truthful section of your handbook. So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. Great! They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. Wow, Byakuya, you're so smart. Have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. Okay, so I guess the C4 on that poison bottle goes in the C shelf. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B, with a giant B that is labeled clearly right there. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Okay, cool. Let's check this one real quick. On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. The fact that everything has a skull and crossbones on it really says a lot. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number, so I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section C. And I guess this one's just gonna be A. Yep. All kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. Oh, that one has a skull and crossbones on it too. Oh wait, that one's C9. That doesn't belong here. Hold on. The protein drink found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number, so I guess I consider this part of the shelving used in section A. Huh, but wait! Yes, C9. That doesn't go there. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? I should try to find more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A is died. Okay, shut up. Sakura must have gotten this protein powder from section A, but what concerns me is that in section A there was a bottle with a label from section C. Was a bottle of poison from section C doing it section A? There's definitely something going on here. Something sus is up. Alright, I guess in the next one we will continue our investigation into the murder of Sakura. Oh no. Oh, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.